Hello students, today we'll discuss about the most important part which they will ask in your CET exam, and the topic name will be the solid state. So generally you know what is meant by solids compound, and you already know that there are matter, okay, and this matter can be divided into the three types. First will be the solid, liquid and gaseous state. About the gaseous state and the liquid state you already studied in your class 11th, and for the class 12th you already studied the theory part about the solid state. Okay, and this topic is very important for your CET exam. For your CET exam there are many points that they will ask in your exam, and that point I will discuss here. Okay, so in my YouTube video I will discuss about your theory part which they will ask in your CET exam, and in live class we'll discuss some problem along with the answer. Okay, so now you know that solids. So solids compounds, these compounds are arranged. Means suppose if I take example like duster, this duster is belongs to the solid compound. And why this duster is belongs to the solid compound? Because whatever the particles which is present, that particles will be closely packed. Okay, and because of this reason we can say that this duster is an example of a solid compound. Okay, so we can say that the solids are the rigid and they have definite shape. Okay, solids are rigid and they have definite shape. What I told here, solids are rigid and have definite shape and volume. Okay, they have what? Definite shape and definite volume. So because of this reason, this solid compound can be classified into the two main important types, that will be the amorphous solid and second will be the crystalline solid. Okay, so now we'll discuss what is mean by amorphous solid and what is mean by crystalline solid. So first we'll discuss about the amorphous solid. Okay, so you know that in the solid compound, no doubt the solid compounds, the particles will be arranged systematically and the particles will be closely packed. In case of amorphous solid, the regular arrangement of particle is not correct. It means they do not have regular geometry of the arrangement of particles. Means now suppose if I take like this, the particles will be arranged here. In the second row the particles will be arranged like this. Again in third row the particles will be arranged like this. Means it is not regular arrangement. If I say like this arrangement will be present, like this arrangement will be present, again here will be. So this is called regular arrangement. But in case of amorphous solid, the regular arrangement is not present. So arrangement of the particle is not regular, and that compound we call amorphous solid. Remember here, what is the first point here? The arrangement of the particle is not regular. Okay, okay. So for the amorphous solid, what is the first point? First point will be the arrangement of the particle is irregular, is not regular. Remember, because the particles will be arranged like this, so it is not systematic. So arrangement of the particles in case of amorphous solid will be irregular. The second point will be melting point of amorphous solid. How the melting point will be present? Okay, so in case of amorphous solid, so melting point will be present in the range of temperature. It is not sharp. Remember, the melting point of the amorphous solid it will be present in the range of temperature. Range of temperature means what? Suppose if I say I want to melt plastic. Suppose if I take plastic, I want to melt that. So I should provide heat here. Okay. So it will be melt in the range of temperature like 120 to 140 degrees Celsius. It will be melt in the range of temperature like 120 to 140 degrees Celsius. So it is not fixed. Sorry, it is not sharp. Sharp means what we can say, the plastic can't be, plastic can be melt exactly at 120 degrees Celsius. This point we call now sharp melting point. But our plastic is melting in the range of 120 to 140 degrees Celsius. So the amorphous solid doesn't have sharp melting point. It has, the melting point will be range of temperature. Means that particular compound or the particular plastic or the glass, they will be melt at the range of temperature. So what is the melting point of amorphous solid? Amorphous solids have a melting point will be in the range of temperature. Next, amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. They are isotropic in nature. Amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. Now the question is arise, what is mean by isotropic in nature? Now suppose these are the arrangement of the amorphous solids. If I move like this, so what will happen here? These all the particles here, they have uniform property. Okay, they have uniform property. Uniform means similar property. Suppose I want to move like this. Again particles are different here, but still the particles having uniform property. I will move like this. Again here also different particles will become in this arrow different particles, in this arrow different particles, but still all the particles having uniform property or the similar property in all direction. I can move like this, I can move like this, I can move like this. In all here we have different particles, but each and every particles, it have uniform property. Uniform or the, we can say similar property. Uniform property in all direction. In all direction. This is called now isotropic in nature. So because of this reason we can say amorphous solids are isotropic in nature. Example of amorphous solid you already know because you already studied this topic in your theory part. Okay, so example will be glass. You have to remember the example because sometimes they will ask glass is an example of which type of solid, then you have to easily can tick there, that is an amorphous solid. Glass, after that rubber and plastic. These are the example of your amorphous solid. Remember this amorphous solid, it is also called supercooled liquid. Supercooled liquid. Okay, so this is nothing but your amorphous solid. What you should remember, first point for the amorphous solid, it is called supercooled liquid. Next, arrangement of the particle in case of amorphous solid is irregular. The melting point will be present in the range of temperature. After that, they are isotropic in nature. Amorphous solids are isotropic in nature, and isotropic in nature means what? Uniform property in all the direction. In all the direction. And the example of amorphous solid with the glass, rubber, plastic, etc. After that, we'll discuss about your crystalline solid. We can easily understand the difference between crystalline solid and amorphous solids. Okay, so crystalline solid is opposite of your amorphous solid. So first, arrangement of the particle in case of crystalline solid will be regular. So we can write here arrangement of particle or ion or the atom. Arrangement of particle is regular. It means what? They have regular geometry. They have a regular geometry. Here they doesn't have. Amorphous solid doesn't have regular geometry. So we can say that irregular geometry. Here in case of crystalline solid, they have regular geometry. Means like this. Suppose the particles in first row arranged like this. In second row they are arranged like this. Okay. Again in third row arrange they like this. Okay, again they are arranged like this. So arrangement of the particle is regular, no? So we can say that this belongs to now your crystalline solid. After that, the melting point. What is the melting point of crystalline solid? Here we have range of temperature. Here the melting point is sharp, or we can say definite melting point. Definite melting point. They have definite melting point. Definite means at the fixed temperature. Suppose if I take example like water, so water will be melt at 100 degrees Celsius only. Yes or no? We can't say that a water will be boil. Sorry, not melt. It is boil at. We can't say that in the range of temperature like 98 to or the 90 to 100 or 98 to 100. We can directly say no, water will be boiled at 100 degrees Celsius only. Like that, this melting point of the crystalline solid will be definite. They have definite melting point. After that, third will be they are anisotropic in nature. They are anisotropic in nature. Anisotropic in nature. Now anisotropic means what? Different property in different direction. Now suppose if I move like this, okay, if I move like this, here these all the particles are showing one property. If I move like this, again these all particles are showing now different property. If I move like this, these particles are showing different property. So we can say that what anisotropic is nothing but they have different property in different direction. Different property in different direction. So this is called anisotropic. So crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. And example of the crystalline solid will be your NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Next, copper metal. Again we can say rhombic sulfur. Rhombic sulfur, etc. These are the example of your crystalline solid. What you should remember here, the solids can be divided into the two types. First will the amorphous, second will the crystalline. These point you have to remember, because based on this point they will ask some question in your CET exam. Okay. After that we'll move this crystalline solid. Again it has a different type. Now we can study a different type of crystalline solid. Okay. So I already make one chart here. So here we can write one by one type and what is the nature of that particle which is occupying the lattice point. After that we'll discuss which type of force is present in that type. Again the properties of that particular type and what is the example which belongs to the particular type. Now these are classification of crystalline solid. Okay, so I can write here heading, that is types of crystalline solids. Types of crystalline solids. Okay, so the crystalline solids, it can be divided into the four type. Remember, crystalline solid can be divided into the four type. First will be the ionic solid, or also this is called ionic crystals. Ionic crystal. Second will be the covalent crystal. Also this is called covalent solid. Third is molecular crystal or the molecular solid. So I can write here molecular crystal. And the last will be the metallic solid, or also this is called metallic crystal. Sorry, here only one T, METALIC, metallic LLIC, metallic crystal. Okay. So crystalline solids, again it is having four types: ionic solid, covalent solid, molecular solid, and last will be the metallic solid. Now we'll discuss one by one. First we'll discuss about the ionic solid. Okay. Now ionic solid, see here we have ions here. Ions means positively charged species and negatively charged species. So in case of ionic crystal, there are some particles which is occupying the lattice point. At that particle nature will be the ions. So we can remember. In short, I am telling because it is you no need to study whole this topic or the detail in this topic in detail, because they will not ask every point in your CET exam. Whatever they will ask, I will discuss that only. So to remember, what type of nature of the particles which is present in the case of ionic crystal? Like there are presence of ions as a particle occupying the lattice point. Next, which type of force is present in between? Suppose if I take Na here and Cl, Na is having positive charge, Cl is having negative charge. So these type of ions, this is called now ions, no? So ions are the particles occupy at the lattice point. Next, what is the nature of the force between the particles? Which type of force is present in between these ions? So type of force will be here electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction will be present in between these two ions. Next, what is the property of this ionic crystal? First property will be they are hard. They are hard. Also they are brittle. They are hard, brittle, and they having high melting point. They having high melting point. I will write in short, that is M.P. Okay. Hard, brittle, they have high melting point. Why they having high melting point? Because we know that in between, suppose if I take sodium chloride, in between Na and Cl, we have electrostatic force of attraction. The bonding is very strong. To break that bonding, we require high force. So we can say that they are high melting point. Because to break that bond, we require more amount of energy. So we should heat more. So they are having high melting point, and they are bad conductor of electricity. Why they are bad conductor of electricity? Because we can say that ionic crystal example, I will say directly NaCl. Okay, so they doesn't have charge here. They will not conduct the heat and electricity. Suppose if I say NaCl, I will dissolve into the water. I will add into the water. So after mixing water, Na gets separate into the Na plus and Cl minus. Now in this state, this state we call, they are present in now molten state. Okay, in molten state they will conduct the electricity, but in this like this case they will not conduct the electricity. So we can say that ionic crystals are bad conductor of electricity. Remember, only molten state. Molten state means ionic, like ions. Okay, in that case only they will conduct heat and electricity, but normally the ionic crystals are bad conductor of electricity. What you should remember? First type of crystalline solid will be the ionic crystals. Which type of particles are present there? Ions as the particles which is occupy at the lattice point. Next, which type of force is present in between the ions? Electrostatic force of attraction is present. What is the property? They are hard in nature, brittle in nature. After that, they have high melting point, and they are bad conductor of electricity. They are bad conductor of electricity. And next will be the example will be the NaCl. You have to remember example. This is very important now. Okay, NaCl, zinc sulfide, and sodium nitrate, that is NaNO3. These are the example of the ionic. These are the example of ionic crystal. Next we'll discuss about the covalent type or the covalent crystal. Covalent, name itself telling that there is a presence of force of attraction, that is the presence of a covalent bond in between these ions. Okay, here which type of particle is present? In ionic crystal, ions as a particles. In covalent crystal, non-metal as a particle. Non-metal atom. These are the particles which is occupied at the lattice point. Non-metal like halogens. Suppose if I take Cl2. So in between these two Cl, we have Cl. Like this bond is present, and this bond is covalent bond. Okay. So these are the non-metal. So non-metal atom will be present in the covalent crystal. Which type of nature of bonding or the nature of force between these two particles will be the covalent bond? Which bond is present? Covalent bond. So what are the properties? Now we'll discuss about the properties of covalent crystals. The properties, again, these are also hard in nature. They also having high melting point. Common. Same in case of ionic and covalent. They having high melting point. They are hard in nature. They are also bad conductor of CONDUCTO. Bad conductor of electricity. They are also bad conductor of electricity. Next example will be the diamond. Example is diamond, silicon, silicon dioxide. These are the example. You have to remember example. Don't confuse with example, because sometimes they will give you exam and they will ask which type of, this example is belongs to the which type of your crystals. So you have to remember. If suppose they will ask SiO2, it is an example of which type of crystal, then you have to easily you can tick there, this belongs to the covalent crystal. Okay, and which type of particles are present? Non-metal atom. Which type of force is present? Covalent bond. Hard in nature, property high melting point, bad conductor of electricity. Example will be the diamond, silicon and silicon dioxide. Next type will be the molecular solid or the molecular crystals. See your name, molecular means we have here molecule. So name of the particle which is occupied at the lattice site will be the molecule. Next, which type of force is present? The force will be the van der Waals force of attraction. Already we studied van der Waals force of attraction, or also we can say there should be present hydrogen bonding or the hydrogen bond. Van der Waals force of attraction, or also there should be present hydrogen bond here. Now properties of the molecular solid. These are the some different property here. First property will be they are, or the melting point of this molecular solid will be the moderate. It is not high or it is not very low. It is a low, the moderate temperature. At moderate temperature means middle temperature. They will melt. Next, so we can say moderate melting point. Again, they also bad conductor of electricity. Bad conductor of electricity. They also bad conductor of electricity. An example will be the ice. That is your ice already know. Again, example will be the solid gases or the solid inert gas. And some organic compound, there are example of molecular solid. Next we'll discuss about your metallic crystal. Metallic crystals, here also name is itself telling her which type of element will be present here, that is metal which is occupied at the lattice point. Example or the type of bond will be present here, metallic bond. Metallic bond will be present in between these two atoms. After that, they are soft in nature. What is the property? They are soft, or sometime it may be hard in nature. And melting point also. Suppose they are soft in nature, then melting point will be low. Suppose they are hard in nature, the melting point will be the high. So based on the condition, suppose your metallic crystals are soft in nature, that soft means they have low melting point. If they are hard in nature, they are having high melting point, and they are good conductor of heat and electricity. Good conductor of heat and electricity. Good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. Example will be sodium, iron, aluminium, copper. These are the example of your metallic solid. Remember, in all four type, only the metallic crystals can be good conductor of heat and electricity. Why? Metal. You know that metal, like suppose if I take iron, metal can easily lose electron and require positive charge. Suppose Fe can easily lose electron, like 2 electrons can lose and acquire a Fe2 plus. Now after losing the electron, this Fe having surrounding electron. Whatever he losing the electrons are moving surrounding. Suppose we have another Fe here, this Fe also, electrons are here surrounding, they are moving. After, when the electrons are moving continuously, they are moving like flow of water. So in that case, they can easily conduct heat and electricity. So the metallic crystals are good conductor of heat and electricity. This is about your types of crystalline solid. You have to remember which type of particle will be present, which type of force is present, what is the property, and what is the example for the particular types of crystalline solid. Okay. Now we'll discuss about your crystal lattice, or this is also called space lattice. Okay. So next point for this topic will be the space lattice. What is mean by space? Only you have to remember definition. Space lattice. And this space lattice, it is also called what? It is also called crystal lattice. It is also called crystal lattice. Okay. So what is the definition here? Space lattice or the crystal lattice, it is nothing but it is an regular three-dimensional arrangement of atom, ions or the molecule in a crystal. What is by crystal lattice? It is an regular three-dimensional arrangement of atoms, ion or molecule in crystal. This is called your space lattice. Means like this. The particles will be arranged like this in a three-dimensional. Okay. So I can draw like this also, again this. Yes or no? So here also I can draw. So continuously I am joining here so there is a formation of your crystal lattice. So arrangement of the particle will be regular, and this arrangement will be the three-dimensional in the crystal. So this is called your space lattice. It is also called crystal lattice, and there are total 14 type of space lattice or the crystal lattice. Total we have 14 type of space lattice, and this is called Bravais lattice. Remember here, Bravais lattice. Okay, total we have 14 types of space lattice, and this is called Bravais lattice. Next we'll discuss about unit cell. Okay, unit cell, you know that, suppose if I say this one, this whole we call crystal lattice, and only this much if I take, this is called now unit cell. Okay, so it is an group of lattice point which can be repeatedly joined in three-dimensional. Okay, repeatedly joined in three-dimensional. Unit cell, it is nothing but what? It is a repetitive structural unit. Repetitive structural unit in case of your space lattice. This whole is space lattice. Only suppose if I take this single we call unit cell. And after, if I connect one more, again I can draw here also like this. I can draw here also. So again I am joining here unit cell. So repetitive structural unit in crystal lattice, this is called unit cell. So repetitive structural unit in three-dimensional which gives entire space lattice, which can use entire space lattice. This is called your unit cell. Okay, only this much. This is called now unit cell. If I draw one more here, so after this drawing I am getting here what? I am getting space lattice. Okay, means I am repeating the same unit again. I can draw here also one more like this. Okay, so what will happen? Again I am joining here. Again I am repeating same unit in three-dimensional. This is called unit cell, and after joining the unit cell I am getting what? Entire space lattice. Okay, so in space lattice we have repetitive structural units, smallest repetitive structural units in three dimensions. This is called unit cell. After that, this next point will be the types of crystal system. Types of crystal system. This is not very much important, but sometime at least one question they will ask in this type, based on this type. There are total 7 type of crystal lattice. First will be the, only have to remember the type. First will be the cubic. Second will be the hexagonal. Next, tetragonal. Next, rhombohedral. Next, rhombic. Next, monoclinic. And last will be the triclinic. Total we have 7 type of crystal system. Only have to remember the name: cubic, hexagonal, tetragonal, rhombohedral, rhombic, monoclinic and triclinic. Okay, so these are the types of your crystal system. Next will be the coordination number. Next point will be the coordination number. Remember, I will discuss the point which is very important for your CET exam. Okay, next will be the coordination number. Coordination number, it is the number of particles. Number of particles immediately adjacent to each particle in the crystal. This is called coordination number. Suppose if I draw here one unit cell. Okay, this is your unit cell. Here we have particle 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is meant by coordination number? Coordination number, it is nothing but number of particles immediately adjacent to the each particle in the crystal. Suppose if I take this particle, I want to find coordination number. So which is nearest particle? This first is a near particle, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Total we have 6 particle which is near to the particular this. So we can say that the coordination number of this will be the 6. Okay. So remember, the coordination number, it is nothing but the number of particles immediately adjacent to, next to this particle. Next to this particle will be this only. So this is nearest particle and adjacent to each particle. This is called your coordination number. Next, Bravais lattice. So you know that total we have 14 types of crystal lattice, and these 14 types of crystal lattice we call Bravais lattice. And Bravais lattice in a cubic system. Bravais lattice in a cubic system, it has 3 types, and these 3 types are favorite now because you already know that BCC, FCC and your simple cubic. So Bravais lattice in a cubic system, total it has 3 types. First will be the simple cube. Second, body centered cube, and third will be the face centered cube, that is FCC, face centered cube. You already know this is called BCC, this is called FCC. Now we'll discuss which important point they will ask in case of simple cubic, body centered cubic and face centered cubic. So first will be the simple cube. Okay, so in simple cube you know that the particles will be arranged at the A. Means what? Yes, in simple cubic total we have, or the particles will be arranged in their lattice point. Particles are arranged in their lattice point. Now this is a simple cube. This is your simple cube. Total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total we have 8 lattice point. So here particles will be present at their lattice point only. This is called simple cube. So in case of simple cube you have to remember here total it has 8 lattice point. 8 lattice point. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it has a 8 lattice point. Now you have to find how many number of particles will be present in simple cube. So you know that suppose this particles will be arranged like this. So this particle will be contribute up to 1 by 8 portion. Only 1 by 8 portion will be present inside the crystal. Only 1 by 8 portion of this particle will be present inside the crystal. So number of particle present, number of particle or the number of atom present in simple cube is nothing but what? Is equal to lattice point. That is total we have how many lattice point? 8 lattice point into the contribution of the particle. How many contribution of each particle? Each particle is contribute 1 by 8 portion. So 8 into 1 by 8. So it will cancel. So number of particle present in the simple cube will be the 1 after that. So packing efficiency. How much packing efficiency is present here? Simple cube total 52%. You have to remember because you already know how much it is and how we can calculate, because in your theory classes we already discussed. So you have to remember only 52. How we can calculate, they will not ask in your CET exam. Only you have to remember. So the space occupied or the packing efficiency in the simple cube is 52%. After that, the coordination number. Coordination number is in simple cubic is 6. An example of the simple cube will be the solid oxygen that is O2, solid chlorine that is Cl2, solid iodine I2, solid bromine, solid fluorine. These are the example of your simple cube. What you should remember? It has 8 lattice point. Number of particles present in the simple cube is 1. Packing efficiency or the space occupied by the particle is 52%. Coordination number is 6. How to find coordination number? Suppose if I take this particle, adjacent point will be this 1, second, third, fourth, fifth, and this one is 6. So coordination number will be the 6. This is about simple cube. Next we'll discuss about the body center. That is body center. I will write in short form, that is a BCC. So BCC means the point or the lattice point. Particles will be arranged in their lattice point along with at the center of the body. So I will draw a structure of the BCC. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So total 8 points already situated at the corner. 8 point and one more point which is present at the center. This is called now BCC. So for the BCC, total we have 8 lattice point. 8 lattice point. Only 8 lattice point? No. At the corner, how many points are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is at the center. We should find only the lattice point. Total we have 8 lattice point present in BCC. After that, the number of particle present in BCC. How to find? Total we have 8 lattice point. 8 into contribution of the particle is 1 by 8 plus 1 particle which is present at the center. So whole molecule is present at the center. So plus 1. So 1 by 8 into 1 by 8, I am getting 1 and this plus 1. So total number of particle present in BCC is how much? 2. Next point, the packing efficiency or the space occupied by this BCC will be how much? It is 68%. You have to remember this much. Then coordination number is 8. Coordination number of each particle in case of BCC is 8. See here, suppose if I take this center, so how many nearest point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, total we have 8 nearest or the adjacent particle which is present at the center. So we can say that the coordination number of the BCC will be 8. Next we'll discuss the third, that is FCC. This is called face centered cubic lattice. Face centered cubic lattice. So FCC means what? The 8 point already situated at the 8 corner, along with center of each face it contain 1 molecule or the 1 ion. Total we have here 8 particle, and center of each face. Total we have 6 face in one unit cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 1 point is present here. Second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Total we have 6 face, 6 lattice point, and 8 molecules or the 8 ions already situated at the corner. So we can say that total 8 lattice point. Lattice points are common in case of BCC, FCC and simple cubic. 8 lattice points are present. So number of particles in FCC. Number of particle in FCC. How much number of particles? How many number? Total we have 8 lattice points. So 8. Each particle is contribute how much? 1 by 8. It is common up to this. Next, total. Total we have 6 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each particle is contribute up to half portion. Suppose I will arrange this particle like this. So only half portion is present inside the crystal. No, half portion is outside the crystal. So half portion is contribute. So here 8 into 1 by 8 I am getting 1 only, plus 2 1s are 2 3s are. So 3 into 1 I am getting 3. 3 plus 1 total 4. So number of particles which is present in FCC will be 4. Packing efficiency is 74%, or the space occupied by the particles is 74%, and the coordination number of the FCC will be 12. Coordination number of the FCC will be 12. We can learn how it is. So total I will draw structure of FCC. Suppose I will take here more unit, join like this. Okay, so these are the already we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here also these are the already present at the situated at the corner. Here we have one particle, second, third. At the center we have particle, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is center, so here we have 2 particles. Here also we have 2 particles. Okay, this is your FCC, face center cubic lattice. Now we will discuss how the coordination number of FCC will be 12. Okay, suppose if I take this point, I taken this point, so I have to find what is the coordination number for this point. See here, 1, this is your second. Okay, this is your third, this is your fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this will be the 12. Okay, so total what is the coordination number for this? This is the coordination number of the FCC will be 12. So this is about your first part of your solid state, or the important points which I discussed about the solid state. They will ask in your CET exam, and some point is remaining. That point will discuss in my next YouTube video. At least again we have 6 or 7 points. That point I will discuss in my next video. I hope you understand today's class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in my WhatsApp. Thank you. Hello students, in FCC total we have here 14 lattice point. Okay, don't write here 8 lattice point. Total we have here 14 lattice point. Sorry, it's my mistake. Remember, in FCC we have total 14 lattice point.